Hi Scorpio, welcome to 2017. This is astrologykiki, and we're going to go over your January forecast. The month starts off in a very positive and productive way, um, where you should really take advantage of initiating new endeavors during this first week, really. Um, this is a time where things aren't necessarily going to fall into your lap. You really do have to put some effort into making things happen, and you will find that rewarding, that you do have a very productive time, if you just take that effort. Fortunately, you have planets involved that will assist you with that. Planet of Mars, the planet of action, that will help you initiate your projects or whatever you have going on this month. Um, and it will be a supportive time. But the month will start off with a focus on um, things like income, finances, possessions. Mixed in, there's a few different houses mixed in with these, and there are actually some great ones. So you're looking at money, earned income that you have coming in. You also, as short travel. The third house is a combination of short travel, communication, written word, marketing, creativity, communication, siblings, community, neighbors. So it could be one of many things within that house, mixed in with the second house of finances, as well as the fifth house of fun and sports and children. And is you have a very interesting mix this month, which could turn out to be really fun. So if part of what you're doing in 2017 is getting started, out with your neighbors or traveling to a not too distant city, and really communicating and working with people, if you can involve finances in that somehow, and having fun and love. The fifth house is really the house of romance. Um, just a fun, not like a very super serious, marriage type of romance, more of like your fun, flirty, dating, get out, have a good time. Um, so all of these things combined, tell me that this will be the beginning of the year will probably be fairly positive for you, and I'm jealous. Sounds like a great time. Make some money, go out on dates, have a good time, get out there, write, market, travel. Sounds wonderful. Um, then when you get to the second half of the month, there's a little bit of mixed messages involved. You have some positive and some challenging aspects. And some of the aspects involve some of the bigger planets as well. So you're looking at the planet Uranus, which is a little unstable, and is the planet of surprise. And you're looking at Neptune, which is a planet which can kind of cloud judgment, make you think. Actually, you think everything's just wonderful. It seems actually almost like surreal. Everything is going by, but then it's not necessarily reality. So um, it's kind of an interesting planet, that a couple interesting few planets that are involved. You also have Saturn. Saturn is a very stern planet, that teaches lessons. It is a very stable planet, but it's a little bit in contrast to maybe some of the other things that are going on. You have this fun, money, creative part of your focus for the month as a Scorpio. But then you're looking at, and then Saturn kind of comes at the end and sort of throws in some harsh aspects. There are some challenging aspects there. So maybe there's some lessons to be learned within all that fun you're having. But it's short term. It's nothing that you can't get past. Maybe, Neptune will help you have a creative resolution to whatever obstacles are getting in the way with some of the bigger harsh aspects. That combined with the fact that they're mixed, you have some good and some challenging aspects towards the end of the month that tell me that it's just sort of one of those things that are, it can't all be fantastic, I guess. There's some little things that can get in the way. But towards the second half of the month, you're looking at one of the houses is a little bit different. So you're looking at second house, third house, and sixth house. So the second house is finances and income, possessions. The third house is creativity, travel, writing, marketing. And the sixth house is actually one it's sort of like a busy day-to-day obligation type of thing. It can involve your work environment. It can involve your health. So the focus kind of leans a little bit towards involving some tasks, some very busy organizing tasks into the mix of your fun and exciting month. It could mean a variety of things. Maybe you're getting more involved in a sport. Something that has to do with health. Maybe there's a way that you can involve some kind of finance or income aspect to that. Maybe you're doing more writing projects within your work environment, marketing. With regards to, you're tying in some day-to-day aspect with your finances and your creative side, your communicative side. So you could be starting on some projects with regards to that. In the middle of the month, there's a full moon, and that will be in your 8th house. Your 8th house is the house of other people's money. So, and full moons tend to signify the end of something. So maybe there has been something that involves joint finances. So say if you had taken out a loan and so something's jointly owned between you and the bank, and maybe you paid that off, and it's now the full moon will signify the end of that, and you can move on to a new chapter. And or maybe there's been some insurance payout or commission, taxes. Maybe you're finishing up your taxes, although that would be quite early in the middle of January. But could be any number of things that involve. It could be family money. Maybe someone's lent you some money, and you had the opportunity to repay that. So it signifies the end of something that has to do with joint finances, other people's money, something along those lines. It's a pretty deep house. There's a lot more to that house. There's some kind of I won't go into it, but they most likely will signify the ending of something that has to do with possibly a payout. The end of the month, there's a new moon in your 3rd house. New moons signify the beginning of something. And your 3rd house, again, is short travel. So what I mean by that is travel to a not so distant city. Maybe there's something involving a brother or sister, some relatives, contracts, negotiations, a writing project. So maybe you're really starting something new with regards to writing or marketing or communicating, some kind of travel involved. You could be starting a new job that involves those pieces. You now have to travel for your job, or you now have to write for it. There's Pluto also is very close to this eclipse. This new moon. And Pluto is really the planet of rebirth. So you may see something where you kind of get to start anew. This is kind of, maybe there is a change in what's been involved with your work. The second half of the month, you have that work environment aspect to your focus. So maybe you're starting a whole new position within the company that you've been at, or you're in some way reinventing who you are through marketing or through writing, or something involving your siblings. There's a little bit of a rebirth there, and it's a new moon, and it's a positive new moon. It's something where you can, again, with sort of the theme of earlier in the month, really take initiative and be productive, and start something new at the end of the month. And that is your January forecast. Thanks.